Namaste. Let us speak today of Sri Rama's temple at his sacred Janmasthan in Ayodhya. For the vast majority of Hindus in India and the world, this temple will be more special than many other temples of Sri Rama. Because Sri Rama so far belonged to the realm of faith for the devotees, the realm of epics for members of public, and the realm of transcendental for the mystics. For the first time, since that sacred space in Ayodhya has been acknowledged as the birthplace of Sri Rama, the hallowed legend of Sri Rama has also acquired historicity. Therefore, the construction of this temple cannot merely be seen as reclaiming a lost sacred site or righting a historic wrong done by Baba. It means much more to the soul of Hinduism. When in 1992, a large group of Hindu activists brought down the masjid, speculations ran riot that Hindu aggression will soon be on the rise. But it never happened. Why? Because Hinduism, by its very nature, cannot ever be fundamentalistic. Its unparalleled democratic nature does not allow for religious fundamentalism to grow and continue. Even if it did arise, it cannot thrive in the wise soil of Hinduism. Hinduism does not seek converts. It has never sought world dominion. It is the world's third largest religion with over 1.2 billion followers. The name Hinduism gives it a feeling of another ism, another ideology, or a religion. When the Greeks invaded Bharatavarsha, they called the land beyond river Sindhu as Indus, and the people of the land beyond the Sindhu as Indus, which later became Hindus and their religion Hinduism. For millennia before these foreign invasions, we called our great tradition Sanatana Dharma, or the eternal way. However, Sanatana Dharma is not a religion at all. It is simply many ways of living practiced by people living in Bharatavarsha. Not many people know the definition of a religion. A religion, by definition, must have a sacred text, a founder, and a core set of beliefs which must be adhered to. Take any religion in the world, it will fall into this definition, but not Hinduism or Sanatana Dharma. Sanatana Dharma has no single founder, nor a date on which it was founded. There is no one central text which everyone is supposed to accept. Even though Vedas are at the center of Sanatana Dharma, it is not necessary that you have to accept their authority to be called a Hindu. Shri Krishna himself says, Traigunya Vishaya Vedha Nishtraigunyo Bhavarjuna. Sri Krishna exhorts Arjuna to go beyond the Vedas to an enlightened realm of consciousness. Now, coming to beliefs in Sanatana Dharma, just like in a democracy, you may live in a country while having the total freedom not to believe in any leader or believe in any leader you choose. So too, in Sanatana Dharma or Hinduism, you are free to believe in any God or no God, or even believe you are God or that your mother or father is God. How could something as glorious as this be put into the limited framework of a religion? Sanatana Dharma is like the sacred Ganges. Look at the Ganga. She meanders around mountains dives into valleys, flows on the plains, all the time making her way to the ocean. Similarly, Sanatana Dharma has constantly changed shape whenever it faced a challenge. To the challenge of Buddhism, it responded with Advaita. To the challenge of enormous spread of Jainism in the 11th century, it responded with the Nayanmar and Alvar movements in the south. To the challenge of Islamic invasion from the 15th century onwards, it became Bhakti movement in the north and took the shape of gigantic temples in the south. To the challenge of Christian conversions during the British Raj, it became experiential mysticism through Sri Ramana Maharishi, Sri Aurobindo, and Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. In response to the growing materialism of modern civilization, Sanatana Dharma now throws up its scientific methods of yoga, Ayurveda, and meditation. Finally, in response to the current crisis of money-driven conversions in India of the poor, Sanatana Dharma responds by giving a fresh impetus to Hindus through Sri Ram Mandir at Ayodhya. So, dear citizens of Bharatavarsha, see Ayodhya's Ram Mandir not as an event limited in time, but as part of the flow of the eternal Dharma itself. India is the only land where this sacred tradition is alive. It would be a tremendous loss to humanity if this most noble tradition were to be lost. But we need more than Ram Mandir if the spirit of Sanatana Dharma has to be alive. It needs an authentic spiritual revolution, one that will help the millions go beyond Maya or the illusion of suffering, division, and separation, and awaken Bharatavarsha to the true nature of every human soul, which is oneness with all life, which is Ekam.